Oh no, no, no! Look at this grocery receipt! It's a disaster! Eggs are up 30 cents! My entire financial life is completely over!
You are hyperventilating over 30 cents in the dairy aisle, while completely ignoring the massive structural collapse right under your feet. People stress about skipping a $5 coffee to get rich. Meanwhile, they are completely blind to a single hidden payroll checkbox, a trap that is legally siphoning $15,000 from them annually. I'll reveal what that box is at the very end. Let's start with the silent bleed. Everyone thinks putting cash in a basic bank account is safe. You stash $50,000 away for a future house down payment. You check your app. The number is exactly the same. You feel secure. But the cost of bricks, wood, and labor just went up 4%. Your bank is paying you a pathetic 0.1% interest. You aren't maintaining your wealth. You are actively losing it. That gap is inflation, the silent tax on your ignorance. You are bleeding $3,500 in purchasing power every single year. That is a full month of your salary vanishing into thin air.
Wait, my money is shrinking while I sleep? I need to hide it in the mattress! Your mattress does not pay high-yield interest, you absolute clown.
Step 1 is brutally simple. Move your idle cash out of the traditional checking account. High-yield savings accounts take 5 minutes to open. Stop letting traditional banks use your money for free. But even a good savings rate won't build an empire, which brings us to pillar number 2, the great deception. Most people use the words saving and investing interchangeably. They are completely different sports. Saving is just laying a concrete slab. It is stable and necessary for emergencies. You need it so you don't end up on the street when your car engine explodes. But if all you ever do is pour concrete, you have nowhere to sleep when it rains. Investing is taking bricks and actually building the damn house. It involves risk, yes, but the risk of doing nothing is a guaranteed failure. Let's look at a $200 monthly car lease versus $200 invested. The guy who leases the car has a depreciating piece of metal. 10 years later, he has zero equity and needs a new lease. The guy who invested that $200 in an index fund, he has over $36,000 in cold, hard equity. Savings preserve your capital barely. Investing actually multiplies it.
I'll invest later, when I'm 40 and have more free time to research stocks. If you wait until you are 40, the math will crush you.
Which brings us to the third pillar, the relentless snowball. Compound interest is the brutal divider between the wealthy and the poor. Look at a 22-year-old who aggressively puts away $300 a month. His money makes money. Then those new dollars go out and hire more dollars. By 50, he is a millionaire without ever earning a massive salary. Now look at the guy who waits until he is 40 to start. He has to invest over $1,000 a month just to catch up. Time does not care about your excuses. Time beats capital every single time. The first few years, it feels like watching paint dry. It's boring, but eventually the curve goes vertical and it becomes mathematically unstoppable.
So I just need to make a huge salary right now, right? Make more money! Your salary is a vanity metric. It means absolutely nothing.
Pillar 4. You are using the completely wrong scorecard. Society worships income. We see a doctor making $250,000 a year, but he leases 2 luxury cars, has massive student debt, and a huge mortgage. His bank account hits 0 2 days before his next paycheck. He is secretly broke. Then look at a $45,000 a year mechanic in dirty overalls. He bought a duplex, rents half out, and maxed his modest investments. The mechanic could stop working tomorrow. The doctor is trapped in a hamster wheel. The only number that dictates your freedom is your net worth, assets minus liabilities, what you own minus what you owe. Stop trying to look rich and focus on being wealthy.
But what about debt? Debt is evil. I read it on a blog.
Blindly fearing all debt is just as stupid as recklessly abusing it. Pillar 5. The shackles versus the lever. You must separate bad debt from good debt. Bad debt is financing a $3,000 OLED TV on a store card. At 29% interest, that plastic box is financially suffocating you. No investment on earth guarantees a 29% return. You must eliminate this immediately. Good debt is borrowing capital at 4% to buy a commercial power washer. That tool generates $500 a weekend in side hustle cash. The asset pays for the debt and then creates pure profit. The wealthy do not avoid debt. They use cheap debt strategically to acquire cash-flowing assets. If it charges more than 8% and doesn't make you money, kill it.
Okay, I'll pay off my TV. Then I keep all my money, right? Not even close. Because you are forgetting the single biggest expense of your entire life.
Pillar 6, and the trap I warned you about at the beginning. Taxes. When you get your first real paycheck, the math never matches your expectations. You calculated your hourly rate, but the government aggressively took their massive slice first. Most people just sigh, accept the loss, and complain about the system. But the system has perfectly legal loopholes designed specifically for you to use. If you don't understand tax-advantaged accounts, you are volunteering for financial slaughter. Which brings me to the $15,000 mistake I promised to reveal. On your HR onboarding forms, there is a section for an employer match retirement account. Let's say your company offers a 5% match on your salary. If you don't check that single box to contribute your portion, the company keeps their money. You get nothing. It vanishes forever. Over a career, that missed checkbox easily costs you hundreds of thousands of dollars. It is literally a 100% guaranteed return before the market even opens. You are leaving literal free money on the table out of sheer laziness. Add in tax-free investment accounts where capital gains are shielded from the government. If you invest in a standard brokerage account before maxing out your tax-free options, you are voluntarily paying taxes on growth you legally could have kept.
I didn't know. Nobody ever taught me about the checkbox or the accounts.
Ignorance is no longer an acceptable excuse in the information age. So there you have it, the brutal realities of money management. Stop holding cash that bleeds value. Understand that saving is not building wealth. Weaponize time, focus on net worth, kill toxic debt, and claim your tax shelters. The system is designed to extract wealth from the uneducated. It is entirely up to you whether you remain a victim or become a player. Fix your financial plumbing. Class dismissed.